Let's do this. Your boy is back, man. Welcome back to the 420 Club. I'm your host, noluckmacK, and today, my beautiful subscribers and people who aren't subscribed to me, who's just happen to click on this video, we gonna learn about j.prince. Who the fuck is j.prince? Who the fuck is j.prince Jr.? Who the fuck is r.i.p? What the fuck is mob ties? What the hell is this? What is going on in Houston? Houston, Texas, to be exact. What is going on over there? Why are they so... You get what I'm saying? R.i.p Records. Who's the last known artist on R.i.p? I feel like YBN. The YBN dudes was the last people on R.i.p. Maybe they're gonna dive in it a little bit. Yeah. Background sound effects courtesy of Cheyenne, cause yeah, courtesy of this lady in the background. So without any further ado, let's just get into. Hold on, let me get my chair. Let me get the old squeaky chair, man. Wait, I know y'all see the Christmas vibes going on. I know y'all see the Christmas vibes. Like, don't play with them. Come on. This time last year, I had 11 subscribers. This time this year, I'm at about 236. Let's hit 500. Why not? Let's hit 500. Come on, we could do it, please. I'm begging you. But let's get into this video.
Why is everyone so scared of j.prince?
I bet you j.prince could open up a jewelry store with all the chains he's got back. j.prince is the metal detector of Houston. You lose your chain, you go get j.prince. j.prince will find your chain amidst all the goons.
Coming up as a child, I done dealt with so much.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories. For this episode, we dive into a Houston family that causes complete destruction everywhere they go. Many people have been learning about this family because of the recent incident that took place. However, those in Houston have known about them for a long time. And let me just say this, these are not people you want to mess with. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. You can also follow the Instagram page as well. So let's get into it. In order to understand this video, we must cover some background information.
Right.
For the vast majority of the city's history, redlining played a major role in what turned out to be. After World War II, the city of Houston gained a large African-American population from their neighboring state of Louisiana. Many of the new residents figured that this would be an escape from the unfairness of the Deep South. Well, unfortunately, this wasn't the case because the new residents could only live in 3 areas: the 3rd Ward, Shady Acres, and most importantly, the 5th Ward. All of these areas lacked resources and opportunities, eventually leading to major problems. However, the 5th Ward gained a reputation.
This is why I like doing videos that I could reflect my own life on. Because as a New Yorker, my family lineage goes back to Houston, right? Well, at least my mom's mom. I'm not gonna say my family, like she's the only one. Everybody else is from like Virginia and North Carolina and stuff like that, but I have family in Houston, Texas. So as a New Yorker, we used to go there in the summers. I don't think we lived in any of the wards or like a specific black neighborhood, because where we lived, it was white, it was Mexican, it was, yeah, pretty much, that's it, white, Mexican, and black. Like everybody was there. I feel like I tapped into the story a little bit before. Like literally the people who picked us up from the airport was my uncle's friend's dad. He would always come pick us up in a nice little truck, and they super car heads. I was never a car head. Like down south dudes, yo, they love cars. They be pointing out cars, calling out cars, but neither here or there. We ain't live in no area like this, bro. This was like gated communities. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like probably wasn't even in the hood. Like, I'm gonna come clean because ain't nothing go on. But my aunt had a boyfriend, Reggie. think his name was, and he was from one of these wards, bro. And then they broke us down because we from New York. We didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. 5th Ward, 3rd Ward. We don't know what the fuck are they talking about. So they broke it down like, yo, that's the hoods. That's where it's real crazy at and real wild. And because where we was at, everybody had yards. It was complex with pools. Like, nigga, this was coming from Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights. Like, nigga, this was the suburbs where I was at. Like, but apparently it was the hood. Like,
Houston's worst area starting in the 1960s. After the construction of the I-10 freeway, the neighborhood took a serious turn. The freeway bulldozed through the middle of the neighborhood, causing an eyesore and loud traffic. Well, of course, after this, the home prices fell and residents began moving out. The 5th Ward was soon full of abandoned houses on every block, and this led to more dysfunction. Born in the middle of this was a young man named James Prince. He was born to a 16-year-old mother in the infamous Coke apartment. There, he witnessed many things that no kid should ever have to see. This meant seeing family members pass away, including his own sister.
Scarface.
While growing up, James saw a better...
See, I know they had, what's this rap group? My mom playing tricks on me. What song? What group is that? It's Scarface. Scarface. Oh, why can't I remember their name? I can't remember their name right now.
For himself than what was around him. And at the age of 18, he discovered that his younger brother was a talented rapper. So he made it his goal to keep his brother off the streets and to save enough money to start a music label.
Who was little brother?
Every day he tried to find new ways to make money. He worked all kinds of jobs, from working on a welding truck to working as a bank teller. And after 3 years of saving up, James Prince bought an abandoned lot. There he started selling used cars and quickly worked his way up to selling custom exotic rides. He was charismatic, and this led him to being a top-notch salesman. Most importantly, this venture gave him connections to wealthy athletes, business executives, and music moguls. Well, after these connections were made, James shut down his car dealership and used the space to open a recording studio. There he started his label, R.I.P. Records. Now, the only thing he needed was rappers besides his younger brother. So
Scarface is his little brother? Really? It's not his brother. Who's j.prince's brother? Because that's a picture of Scarface.
Began roaming around Houston looking for talent. 1986. While at a local club, he discovered a young rapper named Bushwick Bill. Then his barber connected him with another rapper named Willie D. That same month, he discovered the rapper Scarface while in the parking lot of a local club. Long story short, James Prince sold them on the idea of starting a rap group called the Ghetto Boys and signing to his label. They all agreed.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that shit, but okay. Scarface is not his brother. He discovers him.
Ghetto Boys instantly took off to major success, while James Prince reaped the financial benefits. By the age of 23, J. Prince had already purchased a house for his mother in a 30-acre ranch. Rap-A-Lot Records built larger and larger by signing artists such as New Orleans' Juvenile, Houston's Pimp C, Bun B, and Oakland's Yuckmouth. During this time, J. Prince gained the reputation of being the ultimate mediator and protector. He had close relationships with top dogs in every city. It's even rumored that he and Larry Hoover were so tight that any Rap-A-Lot artist was instantly protected by the Gangster Disciples when they touched down in Chicago. Well, the first test of J. Prince's respect level came in 1996. During this time, Pimp C and Master P were beefing over contractual issues. Essentially, Pimp C thought that he wasn't compensated enough for his song Break 'Em Off. So rumors say that Master P had ordered the kidnapping of Pimp C after he publicly disrespected him. This infuriated J. Prince, so he instantly called up Master P. Over the phone, Master P allegedly communicated that he was putting a green light on Pimp C for what he had said. J. Prince warned him to back off of his artist, and that's exactly what happened. This is when the industry knew that J.Prince had massive respect. All of this took place in the late 80s through the 1990s, and that takes us to the 2000s. After his music ventures, J.Prince entered the world of boxing. In 2003, he officially became Floyd Mayweather's manager, and this would not go well. Rumors say that contractual issues destroyed their relationship. Eventually, Floyd had enough of J.Prince as his manager and decided to do something petty. He moved his next fights past the deadline of their final contract. This way, J.Prince would not receive his 20% of the revenue. Well, of course, this was bold and courageous by Floyd because J.Prince is not somebody you want to get upset. So when he heard the news, he instantly called up Floyd's boxing promoter, Bob Arum. Now, mind you, this guy is allegedly old New York mafia, so he's definitely no joke either. Essentially, J.Prince said that he wanted his revenue one way or another. So instantly, Bob Arum wrote him a $600,000 check to get him to back off Floyd. This is the kind of fear that J.Prince installed throughout the music and entertainment world. Well, while focusing on boxing and other financial ventures, J.Prince's sons got involved in the music industry. So first, let me introduce you to his children. J.Prince has 3 sons, J.Prince Jr., Baby J, and Jazz Prince. It's safe to say that these princes are nothing like their father. They weren't raised anywhere near the
Jazz
fifth
Prince
ward.
before,
Instead, they were raised in a giant mansion all the way in the suburbs. This upbringing consisted of endless abundance, supercars, luxurious vacations, and you name it. J.Prince even owns an island off the coast of Belize. So it's safe to say that the Prince kids' upbringing was far from anything close to the Fifth Ward. This, of course, is a great thing, and it's what any man should want for his kids. However, one thing has to be understood. These kind of rich kids will lack a certain type of grit and grind. They usually have no sense of what it's like to earn something. However, rich kids who know and accept their identity will be loved and respected for acting like themselves. For example, people love and respect Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and the list goes on. But the Princes, specifically J.Prince Jr., are not this way at all.
See, but look what you just named. He named basketball players who most people, you know what I'm saying, depending on how old you are, you ain't watched Del Curry play, so you don't even really know his dad. And Tupac, I mean, Ice Cube's son never really had a successful hip-hop career. It's when he became an actor, people supported him. But we all know, hip-hop, second-generation hip-hop, you're now seeing that now. Like, 80s generation, 90s generation, they kids do not, people just don't care. Because look at Big Pun's son. Big Pun's son is a good rapper, but I don't know where his songwriting skills is. I never came across a song. I always would see ciphers or him freestyling over a beat. I don't know about his songwriting skills, but then you got people like Coi Leray. You got people like people not even really listening to Diddy's son like that. No disrespect to him. Of course, you get plays, but you get what I'm saying. For whatever reason, like Fat Joe said it. Fat Joe told his own son, like, yo, bro, that shit just don't work out, bro, when it comes to hip-hop, because they know you grew up a certain type of way, bro. Like, you coming out, like, your dad, like, see, maybe a Big Pun son for the fact, you know, his dad died, and, like, it sounds like, you know, the good times ended. Like, he experienced the upper echelon. But then it was a point when shit got bad. So, you know what I'm saying? He got more shit to talk about. Whereas a Diddy son is just like this rich ass kid, your dad's a billionaire. Like, I don't care. Nobody cares. But it's just for hip hop. Anything else, it's pretty, you know, it's astonishing when a kid can follow the footsteps of their parents. But in hip hop, it's not a boost. You don't get an extra credit. Like you actually, you start with a handicap. Shit, look at the Simmons. Like JoJo tried, Diggy tried. It just don't work.
Want power, respect, and most importantly, to be feared. I would describe them as Chet Hanks, Tootie Raw, and King Harris all combined into one. But let's get back on track.
He just named more. He just named more. T.I. kid, but T.I.'s son, what's his name, Damani, he gonna be around later. He's gonna be for the dudes who's in like middle school right now. When they get to high school, they gonna stumble upon he gonna be like the J. Cole for them. I'm telling you, I see it. The way he's creating music. And I think his other son is on some rock stuff. Like the other one, the older one, he makes rock music. Like T.I.'s older son, you see on the show, the one who looked more like him. He does like some Prince type, like he's on that type vibe. Like he's on some other vibe. And then you see, it's just think about it. Just think of all the first generation hip hop artists and then their children. Like there's no success. I forgot. I had a list of a bunch of them. It was Coi Leray and a bunch of other people. But
2008. This is the year where Jazz Prince discovered Drake on MySpace.
Okay,
He knew
Jazz
that
Prince
Drake
is
was
the
from
one who
Canada,
discovered
which
Drake.
at this time would end a career. Regardless, he saw the potential and connected him with his father. From there, the Princes flew Drake to Houston and the rest is history. They connected him to Lil Wayne, Birdman, and Bunch.
see, I was like, I knew I heard that name. You hear more J.Prince Jr. now. But I was like, yo, Jazz Prince sounds way more familiar. Like I used to hear that name a lot more because that's the dude who discovered Drake. Copy.
We know the rest. Because of this, Jazz Prince is forever a legend in hip-hop history.
Right.
He had a vision that no one else could see. But for J. Prince Jr., this guy, we're not really sure what he's done other than being his father's son. Well, we do know that he started something called Mob Ties, also known as Malibu's Most Wanted. I'm just kidding. And here is what
dead.
people say they do. Mob Ties is known to be active all around Houston, causing problems. And J. Prince Jr.'s biggest objective is gaining respect. In fact, Adam 22 asked him what his upbringing was like, and here's what he said.
Let's talk a little bit about your upbringing, because I feel like at least part of why people are so fascinated by you is because they see the enormity of Rap-A-Lot and everything that your father accomplished and shit, and people probably are just so fascinated by the idea of growing up in that environment. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Man, we come from the school of hard knocks. Like, something that I value about my family and my upbringing is the respect. Like that's something that we demanded. It's something that we live and die by. So I can't compare my upbringing to others because I come from a different type of cloth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
J. Prince Jr. and Mob Ties are known to demand.
He ain't want to say, yeah, my dad owns the island off Belize. I ain't never have to eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Like, I ain't never have to, you know what I'm saying, choose between, do I want to get this blunt or do I want to eat? He just said, I'm cut from a different cloth. AKA, you know, his parents he probably was like free to go to the hood. Like his parents didn't shield him from it. They probably let him just go. Because he obviously was protected because he's well respected now. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? They obviously let him go. And he stood his own. Whereas the other one has success in music. He has success in the streets. And the other one is a young bull.
To check in with them whenever they come to Houston. Essentially, this is the oldest trick in the book. Create the problem so you can be the solution. And of course, this comes with a fee. Yes, the rich kids who were handed everything are trying to extort those who made it from the bottom. And that takes us to incident number 1, June 22nd, 2020. While away from his Houston home, Mob Ties members break inside Youngboy's garage. They record the invasion and steal some valuable possessions. Check it out.
Nah, that's where they stole his umbrella. They didn't even steal nothing valuable. They stole some keys and they stole his umbrella from out his car.
And young boy shit.
After the clip went viral, Youngboy would go on Instagram Live and react.
He like, I ain't even had in my cars.
At first, J. Prince would call Youngboy dumb as a box of rocks, but then he would post a video with the keys to Youngboy's McLaren. This was the younger generation's introduction to the Prince family. And instead of being seen as the legendary entrepreneur that he is, J. Prince's name is slowly being seen as Lorenzo from Lottery Ticket. This whole ordeal of breaking into Youngboy's home seems low down and far below what a multi-millionaire family should do. Like, why take
come
from a
on,
guy who
bro.
rose
Why
from
can't niggas ever just do right, bro? Why niggas always feel like they gotta be on some street shit? But sadly, you gotta do that amongst yeah, that's what I was about to say. Sadly, it's amongst our own people. You feel like you have to do that because it's like it should be the other way around. You should have that type of strength as a people. So when we walk in these rooms and these, like they know, like no, we don't really want problems with them. Like instead of doing this shit to each other, like what the hell does it serve anybody that y'all broke into young boy crib? Like, what does that serve your community? What does it serve the purpose of existing on life?
You gotta realize some people are not thinking like that.
Right.
They just think I'm getting lit off of somebody being rich.
Exactly. Like, okay.
And earned his success, especially when daddy handed you your money. But unfortunately, this would only be peanuts compared to the later incidents. So let me set the context. Over and over, we've seen j.prince Jr. and Mob Ties inviting rappers to Houston to hang out. They partake in street-level shenanigans like shooting dice, hanging out in the 5th Ward, and who knows what else. And that takes us to September 4th, 2022. Lil Boosie invites Chicago's Duke the Jeweler to his Houston concert. There, Duke delivers a beautiful new piece of jewelry to Boosie before the show. Well, after the show, Duke the Jeweler starts shooting dice with j.prince and all of Mob Ties. There, Duke bets his hard-earned money while wearing $1 million around his neck. On the same side of the table, j.prince Jr. is betting his daddy's thousands while wearing a chain that his daddy bought for him. Well, during the dice game, it's alleged that Duke hit for $100,000 out of Mob Ties' pockets. After winning the money, it's alleged that Duke walks back to his car with $100,000 in cash. And there, a man walks up to him. Bang. Instantly, Boosie was blamed for this because he invited him to the concert. However, I highly doubt that Boosie would do something like this, especially given his new reputation. He's known to be generous by tipping thousands of dollars to waiters and paying people a lot of money for small favors. At this point, Boosie has become a stand-up guy in the industry who speaks his mind and just wants the best for him and his family. And still, at this point, the world wasn't tuned into Mob Ties and what they had potentially going on. However, the Young Boy and Duke incidents definitely shed some light. And that takes us to Halloween 2022. Mob Ties invites Quavo and Takeoff to Houston to attend a birthday party for j.prince. First, Jazz and j.prince take the Migos to their daddy's neighborhood, the infamous 5th Ward. There, they drive Quavo and Takeoff to the bowling alley for the private party. A woman at the party says that everyone attending had to be searched for weapons and hand them over. That would be except for Mob Ties members. Red flag number 1. Well, what would happen next is currently all under investigation by DJ Academics. People who were there claim that Quavo and j.prince Jr. got into an argument over basketball and money. Then you can clearly hear Quavo making the decision to leave the scene. But that's where things go left.
Damn. I've been watching some Swamp Stories for a minute, and he does this thing when someone passes away, and it shows like a chalk cloud, like a baby powder cloud, right? And then it says rest in peace, the person. And right now he has rest in peace, Takeoff. And it's like, wow, Takeoff from Migos.
So the person that you said,
Like the YouTube channel that I watch.
the person the video was about Takeoff?
Nah, it's about the people who's like kind of responsible. Like he just broke down what happened. But I'm just saying, ultimately, like the way he edited his videos, it's kind of tough seeing Takeoff name right here.
Video, you can see j.prince Jr. walking away like nothing had just happened. This did not sit well with me. It's almost as... let me stop. Well, the next morning, everyone woke up to the news in disbelief and the entire music world was crushed. Even j.prince would make an Instagram post alleging that he just woke up to the news, as if he wasn't there. Red flag number 2. Overall, this incident was completely unnecessary. All over the internet, j.prince and Mob Ties have been getting hate for the past week, and it's well deserved. Well, just when you thought that this story couldn't get crazier, Whack 100 would go on Clubhouse and reveal some wild news. He claims that the alleged Takeoff assailant lost his life in the 5th Ward, so who knows what this could be about. Overall, I want to end this video by showing love to the Migos, especially Takeoff. I will say that it did bother me that they were claiming Atlanta while being from Lawrenceville, but that's not really a big deal. In all honesty, these guys were trendsetters, music revolutionaries, and shifted an entire culture single-handedly. The Migos will always be legends for how they pushed the...
Yeah, that's crazy. That's bananas. That is bananas. Alright, y'all. That's your boy. I'm a little faded. I'm probably gonna do another video because I'm in the mood. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just watching stuff. She ma over there cooking and stuff like that. It's Thanksgiving vibes, Christmas vibes, Christmas vibes. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas, man. Yeah, I'm saying Merry Christmas, y'all. Yeah, I'm off this, man. Like, comment,